Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Road Life with Chris. Today we are going to be doing cooking again. So as you can see, I've got my setup here. I got my grill out and I've got my stove. So today's menu, we're going to do some ribeye steaks, grilled zucchini, salad, baked potato with some rendered bacon, sour cream, and butter. And I'm gonna make some sauteed mushrooms in butter with a little au jus meat juice. So that's what's on the menu today. So I've already got everything cut right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and get my grill fired up here. As soon as I get it fixed back up from being on the road, my little guard fell down. There we go. Now I'm going to fire that up. That's fired up. Alright, so I got my grill out. It's heating up. I'm getting it ready to go. So now I'm going to come over here to my stove. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. Get it hot. As you can see, I've got some ribeyes here. Got some pretty good marlin. I've already put some salt on them, let them sit, kind of a dry brine for a little while. I've got my zucchini I've already sliced, my bacon, and my co-driver's already sliced his finger. So we're gonna, then I got some mushrooms I've already cut up. So I'm gonna get some butter in this pan right here, and I've got some Kerrygold unsalted, because that's what I prefer. I'm gonna grab my knife here and I'm gonna put about a quarter cup or a quarter stick of butter in my pan here in just a minute. So that's gonna heat up. I washed everything so it's still a little wet. Go ahead and put the butter in. Let that start melting. I'm gonna grab this other pan right here, stick it over here on this other side. I lost one of my little knobs, so I use one knob for both. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this other side up. Let it heat up and dry out while my butter's melting. Grab my little spatula thingy, whatever you call this thing. Move that all around. While that's melting, I'm gonna go ahead, throw my mushrooms in. Set that to the side. This is getting hot. Like I said, I want to dry it out a little bit, so I'm letting it come up to temperature, a little bit, come up to heat. Go ahead and toss the mushrooms around a little bit, get them all covered in butter. Oops, one tried to get away. That's all right. It didn't get away. Luckily, the wind's not blowing too bad today. Well, I can smell the grill. Go ahead and let them toss around a little bit. Now that this pan is dried out and hot, I'm gonna go ahead and put my bacon in there so that way it can start rendering. Then I'm gonna turn the heat down on it. That way it renders a little slower. All right, so while the mushrooms are doing their thing, I'm gonna get me a little salt here. I'm gonna season my mushrooms with some salt. And then for good luck, over the left shoulder. And then I'm gonna pepper them. stir them around again, get everything coated around with the pepper. Looks like I'm gonna need just a little bit more butter. So I'll grab my knife again. I'm gonna go ahead with another quarter stick. Take the paper off. And then toss that in there. Give my bacon a little stir. Now I smell my grill getting nice and hot. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pepper my steaks. So the lighting may not be too good because it's starting to get dark, but it's been a long day, and by golly, I want steak. So right now we are just outside of Amarillo in Bushland, Texas. It's November the 2nd. Or, I'm sorry, November the 3rd. I don't know, whatever day it is. We are coming out of California on our way to New Orleans, Louisiana, hauling shingles that had to be tarped, which I don't hear that much of. All right, I got that side peppered pretty good. Toss them over. Get ready to do the other side. You can see it's pretty busy here at this truck stop. We got some guys wanting to back in. So these mushrooms here are Baby Bella mushrooms. I like cremini. I prefer to have cremini, but they didn't have any creminis. So we're doing Baby Bellas today. So let them get all sauteed down with the butter. Mix my bacon around again. Like I said, I want it to render slowly and get crispy. While that's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and pepper this other side. The other thing too, I went ahead and I kind of trimmed up my ribeyes, and so I cut a little bit of the fat and stuff off. I'm gonna throw that in here, let that render, and get some of that beef flavor from the ribeye in with the mushrooms as well. This pepper grinder is a cheap pepper grinder, not the greatest in the world. So I'm doing the best I can, getting as much as I can. All right, so they're done. Ooh, yeah, the grill's nice and hot. So now I'm gonna take my steak and I'm gonna just slap it right down on there. You hear the sizzle? That's what we want. I'm gonna do the same thing right there. Cover them back up. Then I'm gonna get my tongs. The wind's trying to pick up a little bit. I'm gonna stir my mushrooms again. It don't take a whole lot of time to cook the mushrooms, just a little bit. But I'm gonna let them keep doing their thing. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take my lid here Set that off to the side for a minute. Grab my zucchini. I cut it, as you can see, I cut it pretty thick. It's about a 1/4 inch, a little over 1/4 inch. I'm just gonna slap it on there. Then put the lid back on it so that way it retains some of that heat. Let those steaks cook. Let the zucchini cook. And keep babying my mushrooms and my bacon. And we'll check back in with you here in a little bit. All right, welcome back. So what I done is I took a little bit of water, put in with my mushrooms, and then I cheated and I got a little packet of au jus sauce here. Au jus mix because, well, I don't have a lot of beef flavoring. And I'm wearing half of it here now. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna pour that in here. So now it's got the butter. It's got some of the beef in there for beef flavoring. I'm gonna stir this around now. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit and reduce. And it's gonna pull all them flavors out of there. Then it's gonna thicken up. So it'll be good to go with them steaks here in a little bit. Once I get them all nice and ready. So I turned my bacon off. That way it can do its thing. We'll go ahead and pull it out before it gets completely burnt. I wanted it crispy. Pull it out, drain it, and set it off to the side. And that'll go on them potatoes. So now we're gonna let this bacon grease cool off, and then I'll dispose of it here in a little bit. As you can see, my sauce is already starting to kind of thicken up a little bit. You see it? So now I want to turn the heat down. Pretty low. And then just let it sit there and kind of simmer a little bit. And if it gets too thick on you, you can always add a little bit more water or beef stock, whatever you want to add to it. And so now just let it do its thing. Meanwhile, I'll come back over here and I check on my zucchini. Get a little bit of color. Flip them over. And I'm gonna check my steak real quick. Yep, looking pretty good. Keep it going a little bit longer. Still looking pretty good. So I'm gonna turn it just a little bit. Let them keep going. I like my steak medium rare. Other people like theirs medium. Some like them well done, which to me is basically shoe leather or a little bit further, and it's a charcoal briquette. To me, that's not very tasty. Hey, loves just turn the lights on. So right now we're just gonna let everything keep cooking and simmering, and whenever it gets closer to being done, I'll bring you back. Welcome back, everyone. Like I said, it's getting kind of late, getting kind of dark, but I just pulled the steaks off. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see them. I pulled them off, let them rest. As you can see right here, I don't know how well you can see them, but they're resting right now, so that way they don't dry out. Just kind of cover them there, let them sit there a minute. My sauteed mushrooms and everything, I don't know how well you can see this, but see how it's nice and thick now. So it's ready to go. So just keeping it over and keeping it warm. I'm finishing up my zucchini. As you can see, my zucchini here, there's a couple pieces there that you know, we haven't sampled. So, but I've salted and peppered them. They're done. And my potatoes, I put them in the microwave. They feel pretty well done. So, you know, we're pretty much done with dinner. But that's pretty much what we're going to be. I'll get a picture here in a little bit and send you and just have a picture of that here in a little bit, and I'll put that toward the end of the video. But I'm also got a salad. It's a pre-made salad. You just got to put some bacon on it or whatever you want on it, and then some ranch dressing. But that's what we're having tonight. And like I said, I'll take a picture of it when I got it all plated, because it's getting kind of dark. It's hard to see. And we'll see you on the next time. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You know, help me grow the channel. I need lots more subscribers, you know, so I can keep bringing this content to you. If you like it, if not, just tell me in the comments. Say I suck. I don't care. Whatever you got to say. You know, my feelings won't get hurt. I'm not a professional. I'm just doing what I can to eat. So if you like it, hit like. If not, hit dislike. Do something. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.